no way that dogs are here for us to be cruel with.
Very admirable advocacy, animal welfare.
How can you fight impunity in terms of...
Catch or territorial, kapag inalis nyo yan dyan, bibigyan ko lang kayo ng 3 linggo.
When I saw you, parang inisip, bakit yung matubina? Saan galing si Miss Rina?
Magandang hapon mga ka-Biyaya. Wherever you are, hapon, umaga, gabi. We are starting off our season 3. I don't even count kasi sometimes we just keep on going. So we're inviting you to a new season, people who inspire, people who bring change, and how that all connects into our daily lives, and how it brings purpose and meaning. So we have a very special guest, but I want her to introduce herself. Ma'am,
Hello, Miss Rina. Good afternoon.
just call me Rina.
Or Rina, sorry.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to you listening as well. To the team here in the room, if you cannot see this is a podcast, right? We are in a very nice room. I am blessing. They just told me I'm honored to be blessing the first design of the new season. I'm Aya Fernandez. I am the founder and CEO of Eco-Uling. We manufacture eco-friendly charcoal briquettes called Eco-Uling, made from coconut waste or agri-forest waste. We work closely with farming communities for our raw materials. And we started as a livelihood project. And now we are a full-blown social enterprise. And this year, we're scaling up. So I'm grateful to be here, to be telling our story, and to talk about it. Thank you so much.
You inspire a lot of people, I guess. If you're scaling up, that means something's going right. And somehow I always believe that we're given talents when we are born. Kumbaga, we have a parang treat bag when our Creator makes us come down to earth. And that treat bag is all our talents and how we use those talents, and how we discover them, because sometimes we need to discover them first. Sometimes it's just obvious and you happen to be in the right place in the right time, like Chopin, who somehow there was a piano in his house, and so sometimes it's there's a talent, there's also opportunity, but there's also timing. It's the timing sometimes we are unable to force. And because we're unable to force, that teaches us a lot of things. Patience, chance for discovery, things like that, no? So,
That's so beautiful.
how did you first get into this? Your Eco-Uling. But I heard you're also an actress.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm like, I don't have a TV.
It's okay.
I don't have, I have
But,
Netflix.
I was an
Yeah.
accidental actress, actually. When we had to shut down the factory during the pandemic, I graduated university or college 2019. And 2020, we know all what happened. Freeze hiring everywhere.
Yeah, what college were you at?
UP Diliman, University
Okay.
of the Philippines. And then I remember so well, 2020, we were all excited because it's the start of a new decade. I'm here with the Ox, Leo, let's go. And then everything shut down. Like, oh, wow. And then that's when ABS-CBN or Star Magic offered me my first TV series. It's called Ang Sayo'y Akin. And then at first, for the first 3 weeks, I was thinking, we all thought COVID was temporary. And then, just a temporary shutdown of our factory. And then after a while, restaurants will open up soon. And then in 3 years, it was still my career. But anyway, like what you said, it's really all about timing and God's plan.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's divine, because it's already beyond your control. And every time that you ask what's next, there's like a milestone readily right in front of you. And then Eco-Uling. I mentioned we started as a livelihood project 2015. But the idea or my passion to like turn waste into a sustainable livelihood, it really just started in high school. Like a simple, no, not simple, it was a science research. I graduated from Makati Science High School. Yeah, and then we competed pa in Taiwan with our science research. We used water hyacinth, or we call it water lily here in the
Yes.
Philippines, as fiberglass reinforcement. Instead of plastic, it's water hyacinth. So that's how I got immersed with the water hyacinth or water lily community. And then after I graduated, it was the time that from June, it became August, the start of the school year, so I had nothing to do. And then in high school, I was a very active student leader. So I feel like, excuse me, one of the natural talents given to me is the sense of leadership. It's always super easy for me to start something like a project, like a budget proposal. Like I have fun. Like it sparks joy. So if you need volunteers,
Yes, we do.
I'm kidding. But yeah, those kinds of work, that's like a brain,
Mental exercise.
not only that, mental rest actually for me. Like I have fun creating programs and building systems. Anyway, so there, we started as a livelihood project. I proposed a budget proposal in Barangay Rosario, Pasig City. And then we started just a simple 1 to 2 week livelihood project for women and out-of-school youth. After which, they had their own businesses established. And then the budget was from the barangay. A year after, since I'm very much immersed with the water lily community, that's when I learned about charcoal making out of it. So charcoal making, basically, you can turn any biomass into anything with carbon into carbon. So you just remove everything else and then it turns into black. So it means not only water lily. So we started and then we transitioned into coconut husk. And then after continuous R&D, and R&D also I super love. I love trial and error, stuff like that. And then finally we ended with coconut shells. So our charcoals now, after almost 5 years more of R&D, or I lost count na rin. Our charcoals last twice. The wood charcoal, it burns 6 times. It is smokeless or less to no smoke. And of course, it's eco-friendly. We save 1 tree for every sack produced.
Wow, that's huge, that impact.
And we continuously scale now by having a decentralized business model. So we are establishing what we call green facilities. We are now in partnership with the Department of Science and Technology. And then now, ongoing works with the National Development Company to make this happen.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Grabe, ang talino mo.
Well, it's not just me. Eventually when we got incorporated in 2022, so it was still kind of new normal, but I remember there was still Omicron. So it was released until we started our pre-seed stage for a startup around 2023. And then now we were on seed stage for a startup. And then we were able to onboard people to make the team, because before it was just me as a solo founder, and then like derecho to the factory. So now, so thank you for this, because it's hard. But thank you.
No.
That's what we do.
I think part of the reason why I thought of this podcast was there are conversations now that are not being had. Conversations, because text is so prevalent. People are no longer communicating in these long versions, in really sharing. And I really believe that human connection is very essential for
And
growth.
Just that's so true. Because even like now that I'm talking, I have like a subconscious timer in my head that I'm taking too long to talk.
No,
but it's
no,
not
no.
your fault.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's just that in this day and age, since it has to be instant.
Yeah.
The attention span has to be kept, etc. I agree to what you said.
Well, I'm a dinosaur. So, hard
An
to
honor
change.
to meet you.
I'm Tyrannosaurus Rex. But yeah, because I come from a time where you had conversations. Made babad on the telephone and the party line was like pissed off that you were taking so long. Things like that, right? So that's why I thought this. And it's to share stories because it's inspiring, or it can be inspiring, or it can make people think, rethink many things, right? You obviously do a lot of thinking. I can sense. It's like, okay, calculus, my kind of thing to relax. Physics, let's go. So obviously you do chemistry as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's obvious. My grandfather he was a chemical engineer, industrial engineer, and he's a physics guy.
One of God's favorites.
Yeah, so much so that my cousin, who's Swiss, he worked on that big turbine to split the atoms. Yeah, he's that type. That when you talk to him, it's like, okay, yeah. So, when did you have this? Did you always have this yearning to do something for a community?
Yes. When was this? I learned about myself just relatively recently, 2021. It was like in a one-on-one counseling, like in the church, like Bible study kind of thing. Like you have to identify what's your innate something gift, and then mine came out of social responsibility. It's not like a burden, but it's just my brain works like how would this give back or circle back to community, not even to like quote unquote help, but just like include everyone, common good. The themes are always like that. Ever since I was a kid.
But that must have been, yes, that's what I'm gonna say, because that one I'm sure was there already. Meaning you came down to this earth with that.
Yeah.
You had like,
I mean, I love my parents. Not that I'm saying that they were not an example, but they were chill. Like they were just ordinary
that's
people.
who they are, yeah.
So I really think it was from God.
Some other place,
innate.
some other energy that because I'm like that also. Growing up, we used to play house. We would get all the blankets and tie it to the doorknob, tie it to the window,
Right.
tie it to the thing. Then I used to think, oh, my house. I said, I can take in so many street people because
Oh yeah.
because just our playroom, I could have like 5-6 people, and having this, the chair, the blanket, the pillow, they can sleep here,
Wow.
So
What age were you?
oh my gosh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Young, very young. I mean, really young. So I already had that in mind, thinking. So I think those are the things that are, other people have other gifts. They have other things, but social enterprise is people don't understand it sometimes. But the right people always do. So that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Then eventually they'll get it. Because, it's like me when people say, oh, Biyaya is a social enterprise. In fact, abono pa. But they don't understand sometimes, So even like the government now, when you have to work with the government, sometimes they say, oh, aren't you a foundation? We need an NGO and all. You get that, right? And it's like, so that there's no favoritism, there's no this and that. So it's like, wait a second, who audits the NGOs and who audits the foundations? And yet you work with them, right? Isn't it better that you have the BIR auditing us and you have a clean bill of health, right? But anyway, we're working on that change. I'm sure you experienced that too, right? So it's like,
Since
right.
we work with communities, so we have two major factories, one in Luzon, one in Davao or Mindanao, and then the rest, which is we are scaling up now the green facilities in the different and various provincial LGUs. So we're dealing with different political landscapes, different games.
You're also a diplomat, huh?
Really?
Look at how you talk. Political landscapes. That's really great. I should learn from you.
No, I just learned it from Summer so that I sound professional. Because
I love
if
it.
you say it's something else, you will
Yeah.
you
You
sound
aggressive.
angry.
Yes,
Oh.
aggressive. And you're a woman, so sounds more aggressive. Yeah. I get it.
So that's why I think I same but different. But yeah, I agree that not everyone understands. Actually, when we started, I didn't even also know what social enterprise is until I just heard it from Summer. Oh, that's what you do. Okay, I'll get
A lot
the term.
of the states, a lot of the Western world is going more and more into social enterprise because they're finding foundations and NGOs are not sustainable unless you have a really big endowment.
Oh, but I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I really feel like, well, not really social entrepreneurship, but more of sustainable business or sustainability should be the norm. I even
Absolutely.
think social entrepreneurship should be normal. Like whenever I would explain it to people, it's so weird. Like, what is social enterprise? What do you do? So I would explain. First, we pay beyond minimum wage. Second, we prioritize occupational health and safety, welfare of the workers. We fight deforestation. And then when you listen to me, isn't that supposed to be normal? Aren't you supposed to care for these stuff normally?
Absolutely.
And it just happened that we care. It's really weird.
No, it's a luxury to care. People look at you. It's a luxury in the sense that you get a pushback. I don't know if the pushback comes from people being guilty that they don't do that themselves, or really they have no clue and it's like, huh? Why?
Yeah.
Or it's really they're just ignorant. They don't know that they've never been exposed. You know?
Because destructive measures have become the norm. Example, using wood as charcoal. Why are you gonna use wood if cutting trees would cause us floods? Or homes of the IPs. But at the same time, it's cheaper, etc., etc. Like there's many layers into it. But the point is, as much as I appreciate like some labels like, oh, you're changing the charcoal industry, revolutionizing it. I appreciate it. Like, wow, revolutionizing.
Oh, yeah, nice to be a rebel.
Yeah. But I really think we're just doing what's like what's sentido común, yung common.
Yeah. No,
Right?
absolutely.
So I feel like social entrepreneurship is also like that. And I really dream for a day that it's already normal. And I really dream for the day that what we do is no longer called an advocacy, where it's just normal. That's
a beautiful way to put it. That it's no longer an advocacy.
Yeah, because it's
But
normal.
it's just the norm.
Yeah, or like there are no more NGOs because everything is provided by the government. How it should be, or
Tell me
stuff like
about it. It's like now we're gonna probably set up an NGO only because
But
it's so difficult, right? And I said the NGO, once we have a campaign. We have a campaign slogan, Stray-Free, Rabies-Free Philippines 2035, right? So that's and we do it with a 4 or 5 prong approach, which is you kapon so that there's no, every year first of all, let's put it this way. 8 billion pesos is what's needed just for the bakuna of the dogs. That's just for the dogs. That's every year. And if you don't manage the population, you'll have 15 to 18, 20% increase every year. So how are you going to get that budget, right? So manage it by doing the kapon first, together with the mass vaccinations. And eventually, in time, you will lower the budget. And then that budget now can be used for other things with animals still, right? That's our approach. So kapon, mass vaccination, and then we're doing also surveillance and education. We're going into that. So we're working also with DepEd and trying to create a curriculum from kinder all the way up. It's a long process, worthy one. I mean, I always say this is going into your uling thing. We're planting seeds from which we will never take shade from.
Yeah, that's what I just told my team.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we had a meeting, and then when we were looking at our plans, our vision, and then they were all like, are we really gonna achieve this in our lifetime?
But it shouldn't matter.
Yeah. And then I said, well, imagine someone did this for us 10 years ago. We wouldn't be here, right? Like fighting these monsters and having these kinds of problems. But at the same time, there were also people who were ahead of us in a different industry, but kind of same.
Yeah,
but different.
definitely.
So it's just basically the same thing. And I feel like I had a new mantra yesterday. It's like never arrive. It's like it's always a process. Let's celebrate a milestone like an award and a recognition, but for the sake of celebrating it, but not like thinking that okay, it's the end or like it would define you. Like it's always like okay, after today, there's tomorrow, and then it's a continuous cycle.
Yeah, and then I also have a mantra: whatever comes is welcome. Bad, good, happy, sad, tragic. It's
Just
welcome.
feel it.
Yeah, you just feel it. Allow yourself to feel it. Of course, do I get angry? Of course. Do I have a temper? Of course, I have a temper. But it's not personal to others. It's my own process, right? Although I'm not rude, I use that kind of energy, and you flip it. You try to flip it, find a way, a can-do attitude, right? I made notes for you because normally I just like go normal, but I was like, oh, this girl seems a bit sharp, so I better not mess up. So, what would you tell your team, or do you have people that come into your, I'm sure, working with the IPs, I'm sure working with the hyacinth people, water hyacinth people, etc. We go to the most difficult areas, and we're from Pagudpud all the way down to Mindanao, we go, right? And we often encounter people who are lost, or people who, let's not say lost, okay, let's be politically correct. People who are finding their way. Are you, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, sometimes I feel like I have eyes in the back of my head. In terms that I can feel the energy of a person sometimes, not always correct. When you have an employee or a staff or somebody who works with you, what would you tell them to encourage them? Or do you even want to encourage them? Do you kind of talk to them, get to see the feel? How do you share your own, yourself in terms of you're interested in all these things? How do you, because like
What do
for
you
here,
mean finding their way? Like they're not performing properly?
like for us, this is a difficult job. You have to love the animals.
Oh, yeah.
You have to love the animals. But there are people who need a job, whether they love the animals or not. So it's clock in, clock out. So, there are times that I've had to, I don't anymore because we got an HR since we grew, but you have to have that difficult conversation where you say, it's not a good fit. Or, are you sure you want to do this job? Because, they're not performing because they're just not interested, right? So since you work with communities, it's like, okay, what ideas do you give them?
With the community, since we deploy the technology, the employment is not under Eco-Uling actually. It's under the, let's say, either an NGO, LGU, or cooperative. So the HR decision is not with us. But if it's like within our factory, if I always meet them where they are, I try to first understand their situation, how's life, without getting to like crossing boundaries. and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I would have to let them go if they're not performing. And I would say it in a very objective way. Because like, I really believe empowerment is two-way street. If I empower you, you need to empower Eco-Uling as well, or me. If it's just us empowering you, then we have to let you go.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Wow. Wow. No, I wish I were 28. As intelligent as you, but that's
I know.
incredible.
But I think I kind of learned it also the hard way. Because it's like also a disservice to the communities who we serve. If in the main factories, we're all not performing, you don't have to be always motivated. You just have to get the job done. I myself, even if I'm super duper innately passionate about this, of course, I'm the founder, but I admit every day is not the same. Like there are times that I dread it. Like I just do it. We just gotta do what you gotta do. So I can't also blame them if they're not motivated. We all have our own lives and personal things going on. So you really can't blame them too. However, it's already not aligned. Like, we're not all meant to be. That's what I say.
Yeah.
I think I have to let you go because it's not a match anymore.
Yeah.
I'm getting more pimples because of you. And I think
White hair.
it's the same thing. Yeah. And then they would understand. So, but I always make sure that it's a mature breakup. Yeah, we never burn bridges.
Yeah.
Because like me, again, we're all work masterpieces in progress. So maybe I just haven't met them at their highest form of themselves. So they're not yet ready.
Maybe you're the part of that getting there.
Yeah, and that's okay. So anyway, they were part of the team. They were invited to come in because there was something that they are able to contribute to the table, vice versa. But then, since it's not working anymore, so again, like a relationship.
Yeah.
You gotta let go. So
Are you still an actress?
right now, no. I'm full-time Eco-Uling.
Do you want to go back one day?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
I actually accepted. Well, I can't say it yet, but
something's coming up.
Yes, something's coming up, but it's because it was able to like fit the schedule that I need. Because it was hard. I needed to turn down a couple of projects because it's gonna coincide with Eco-Uling, and now really is a very, very crucial time because we are deploying our pilot green facilities. So, okay lang sana if automated na yung system. But we're still building it. So, I was telling Star Magic, my management, that please be patient with me. Like, stay with me. I'm not gonna leave. I just, need to go where I'm called. And I'm grateful because I have very supportive handlers. And also, I won't deny that we love money. No. So we get brand endorsements and support from them. And at the same time, as that supports me, I'm able to support my family. And I'm also able to bring it back to Eco-Uling. And so it's a full circle.
How many are you in your family?
We're 3 siblings. I'm the youngest. And then my mom is here in the Philippines. 2 of my siblings are abroad.
Okay. Okay. Wow. So there's so many questions I wanted to ask you, and now all of a sudden I'm like pulled somewhere else. But a lot of it you've already kind of touched on. How do you deal with your setbacks? Explain a setback that you can share, and then how you dealt with it. And then, like, did you have a setback? Your plan was A and you couldn't do A and you had to do B and it didn't work out the way you thought it would work out, but it worked out better. You understand?
Like with Eco-Uling?
Yeah. Or even with your life or whatever you're willing to share. You're being an actress. And
Now I realize, I think this is good because I think it's just now that I realized I seldom have that realization that, oh, this is better. Like, I just think that, okay, this is like, okay, this is the option that's available, then let's take it. But I think I can't remember anything top of mind that, oh, this is better than that.
yeah.
So I think I came to a point that I almost believe that like the world is just cruel and there's no more goodness in this world. But of course now I don't believe that.
No, but you're a closet optimist just by doing what you do. I'm a closet
What's
optimist.
that? What does that mean?
Closet. You haven't heard that? What?
I know closet gay.
Yeah, so same. So same. So it's the same thing as a closet optimist. You're an optimistic person, but you're hiding inside the closet.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because you've dealt with too much reality.
No.
Right? So, but you can't help it. Right? It's a natural thing that comes from you. Because if you weren't a closet optimist, you won't be continuing what you're doing.
Yeah, that's
You would stop after a few hurdles.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how it goes sometimes, that you just keep on trudging and going, and the door gets slammed in your face, you find something else, and then one thing leads to another. You wanted to go this direction, it didn't turn out, so you went another direction, but that change of direction is not you didn't orchestrate it happened to you.
Yeah. But now I remembered something that, it's really better. I think I can just, this is the best I can think of right now. So we started with water lilies for our charcoals. That's why before we were called Project Lily PH. And then the restaurants we were supplying, they said they had feedbacks that weren't nice. Like with the smell, it lasts only up to 1 hour, stuff like that, etc. So we had to add something else, coconut husk, until we had to remove the water lily. So I'm like, oh no, our name's Project Lily. How's that? We're just project. So, right? So yun, when we needed to get incorporated, people already knew us as Project Lily. So now our whole name is Eco-Uling by Project Lily Inc. So just they would remember if ever anyone remembers. But if none, then okay lang, Eco-Uling. But I think that's one thing that I remember that kind of like, oh no. And R&D is kind of a rigorous process. I love it, but it's kind of rigorous process.
Yeah.
For context, it's like you always need 3 setups and 3 replicates each experimental setup for it to be a valid experiment. And then after that, that's when you do your statistics. And then, so you have like a hypothesis, right?
Yes.
Positive, negative, and then
Yes.
that's when you conclude if the
Correct.
variables are variabling. And then it kind of broke my heart because it's like, oh, you're already set. And then, so that was like a lot of changes. But yeah, now we're final with what we have, and it turned out to be better. And then that's how it led us to the communities who we serve now or we work with now. Otherwise, if it were a different raw materials, it's a different community. So, yeah, but I love the closet optimist. I'll think about that a lot.
Think about it, process it.
I will
and then
embrace it.
Yeah, and then that's why I love having these conversations, because you never know what you're gonna,
Learn.
well, first of all, you need a person who's willing to be vulnerable to ask you that question. Some people, they don't ask questions anymore because hiya. They're hiya, or it's none of my business, or they don't want to get a connection.
Or maybe they don't know what to ask.
Yeah, they don't know what to ask because hiya, or they don't know what to ask kasi nga they don't know how to make a connection. Right? And it's not their fault. It's just how things are. It's like with me, I'm mestiza, right? So a lot of people normally don't even want to talk to me. You get it kasi mataray or